Yes, I am on a windsurf board right now, but that's not what this little clip is about. This little clip is about wing foiling, which is what this is right in front of me now. And if you've not seen it yet, it seems to be taking over the water sports world. Give us a wave, Ewan. Show me you're happy. That's it. I just wanted to try and make him fall in. And even in those few seconds that we were with him, I think that kind of shows why it's becoming so popular. Because right now it's a bit marginal, a little bit gusty. When the wind hits me, I'm really comfortable on this 6.5 ACX from 0.7 and 118, I think, litre isonic. But Ewan up there on the foil cruises through the lulls with just a little bit of a pump, a little bit of power, and off we go. Right, let's change. It's my turn on the wing. Here we go. There we go, just a little pump on the foil with a little breeze, and we're off and away. This is what? Not even 15 knots yet. Woo! Definitely shifting directions a little bit. Little pump to keep me going through the lull, and there's the wind once again. Now, don't misunderstand. I am most definitely a windsurfer, and hopefully, all being well, always will be. But I also kite surf. I also ski and snowboard. If you've been following the channel for a while, maybe you've seen some of the skiing and snowboarding stuff I've done. I work out in the French Alps, teaching skiing and boarding, and as much as I can, off-piste guiding. That's my favorite thing. And winging like this first appeared to me, at least, about 2 years ago. No, about a year ago even. So when I started this channel out in Kairos was the first time I'd really had a go at it. And you know what? The feeling like I've got now of just cruising without any effort at all, I love it. I absolutely love this. And there's so many things that cross over from windsurfing as well as kiting, to be honest. It's some sort of hybrid mix between the two. A lot of the canopy design, the wing design here has come from kites. Then a lot of skill and the control comes from a blend of windsurf foiling, mixed with windsurfing, mixed with a little bit of kiting. And I think if you've got any experience doing any one of them, within an hour, you'll be up on the foil, cruising around like I am now. And even the jibes, they're so easy to do. Having the right kit definitely makes a massive difference. This is a Pocket Rocket 180, which is the length, 180 from RRD. It's actually 140 litres, so it's very big. Too big for foot straps. It's actually a hybrid board, so you might just about be able to see foot strap holes in the deck. And that's for when you're using it for windsurfing. But the foil, the universal foil that we've got from RRD, the one that's attached to this foil board right now is a 2,400 front wing. Massive thing, which is why it's so easy. Even in a gust like now, I don't even need to be going fast. It's so stable and so easy to control. It just pops up in the air. And the foil control, identical to a windsurf board. If I press down through that front foot, I land, and there we go, weight on the back foot, I start to take off. Pumping, identical, bit of front foot, then back foot pressure brings me up and down. And you know what, even the power control is very similar to windsurfing. In our heads, we should pull with the back arm, but just like that, pulling with your back arm on a windsurf board or this wing just makes it uncontrollable and hard. So the power is about guiding the wing into the right place, just like you'd guide your sail or the boom into the right place, not just crank on your back arm. Identical. Steering similar, weight on my back foot slightly and bringing the rig or the wing slightly behind me. Takes me upwind, bit of front foot pressure, bringing the ring slightly further forwards, starts to take me across the wind. And if I've got a bit of space, checking under the canopy there, let's see how I can go on my first jibe of the day. It's a strap-to-strap style jibe from windsurfing, so I'm coming out switch stance, a little bit of power, and then there is a proper technique to do the foot change, but I suppose kind of like tacking and jibing, one of the key things I've figured out with the footwork is just do it quick, get it done. And then here we go, bit of a gust. Cranking it in, a bit of power. And you know what, just like windsurf foiling, it can go so close to the wind. Whew. Actually, I think the thing though, the misconception for the winging is it's hard work on your arms. If you were going to windsurf without a harness on for a few hours, even for a few minutes, I think your arms will get knackered. But right now I'm holding on with just about 2 fingers. And because the wing is gently lifting me up, it's not like a windsurf board where I need to channel the power down through the harness and to make the board accelerate. The wing is already lifting me up and out the water, so it's really quite almost effortless, I want to say. Lots of the rig controls similar to water starting, I suppose. On a wing, we call it the leading edge. On a windsurfer, of course, our mast is our leading edge. Excuse me. If I bring the leading edge slightly towards the wind, whoop, it can start to control me downwind. It's not just the forwards and backwards, it's slightly towards the wind. The difference, of course, with this wing is I've got full range of motion up above my head here. Woohoo! I can put it in any direction I want. Kind of like windsurfing, you need to find where that sweet spot is. And that can take a bit of practice. So without making this a full tuitional video on how to wing foil, the best tip I can give for you, is get a nice big front wing if you're going to go straight onto a foil, which, as much as it's kind of taught to teach to go on a windsurf board to start with, I didn't, and a lot of the guys I know didn't. They just jumped straight on a foil board. But have a play with the wing on the land for a good while before you jump on the water. And you'll realize that this twist, woo, and the direction that the boom goes, or the boom or the middle strut, where the camera's attached to right now, that's known as the boom. The bit I'm holding kind of makes sense, I suppose. The direction that goes makes a big difference. The way I move the mast, not a mast, the way I move the leading edge down in front of me, extended arms are still out, powers me up, back up above my head, starts to depower me and slow me down. Which is where, like you saw in the jibe just earlier on, as I go round the jibe, it comes up above my head, depowers a bit, powers back on, it starts to come a bit lower, switch stance, still on the foil, and then here we go, ha-ha, a nice quick foot change, and a big cheer from a windsurf foiler up behind me there. You can see, this is definitely a slow foil I'm on here. That windsurf foiler's on a much faster foil than I am. And even if I crank it in, can I keep up? Oh, I'm doing all right. My advice to, I think, any water sport, give it a go. What have you got to lose? I sail cats, I sail dinghies, I kite surf, I kayak, I sup. That's just the water sports. Any sport I can get my hands on. Give it a go, and you might find that actually, don't ever lose windsurfing. I reckon most of the people watching this are windsurfers, but if you've not tried kiting, give it a go. Kite's another very easy one to pick up quickly, especially with the wind awareness that you've got from windsurfing. Give them all a go. What have you got to lose? Find a school, find an instructor. Go on, round that jibe. Thank you very much. There it is. And what I'm hoping from this one is you'll realize just how silent it is. Even with the wind, I'm sure you've been on this channel a while. If you're not, welcome. Hit subscribe, join me for plenty more. Should I make a tuitional series in this? Do you want to know a lot more detail about what my stance is doing, how my foot pressure's going, even about how we tune the sail to apparent wind, which to be honest is just like a windsurfer planing. Woo, drop the wing slightly. Tuning to apparent wind is how a windsurfer keeps going and why we stay sheeted in the whole time. But if you want a full series on this, let me know and I'll see what I can get on. For now though, thanks again for joining me on this channel. Like I said, smash that subscribe button, share amongst your mates, and I hope to see you in Vasiliki for a windsurfing or a winging holiday sometime soon. Pumping through the lull, there's almost no wind right now. Just about hold it. In fact, maybe to finish. Can I hold it? There's almost no wind. Pump, pump. And I'm stopping in the lull. See you next time. Thanks again. Let's give this a go. Down on one knee. This is just how stable that big front wing is. Whoa. Down on 2 knees. Come on, steady it off. Hold the power. It's a bit gusty. Touch down for a second now. I'm still cruising. There we go. Why would you not want to give this a go, eh? Oh, into a gust. And down.